So after everything we have discussed, really, so you might wonder then which theory best suits the problem you have chosen to work with in your first assessment piece. And I thought this is really a very important slide to help you decide which theory is relevant. Because after listening to all of these theoretical framings, and as I acknowledged, there are more theories than we have covered in these lectures. So you might be wondering now, okay, so which theory do I really go with for the problem I have chosen? First of all, I have to acknowledge that there is no wrong or right theory in explaining the problems you might be considering for your assessment. But all theory, again, are, you know, they are not mutually exclusive. I think I said that a couple of times. What you might really want to do in choosing a theory is to focus on the issue and the nature of the issue you are really looking at. So you might want to decide what the issue is. Is the issue to do, has it got something to do with rules, hierarchy, procedures, workflow, or just how the work is more organized? And then you might think of hopefully bureaucracy or those those theories we started discussing about early on. And you might want to find a reason for that. Why does that theory explain your problem better than any other theory? So you might want to consider whether there are rigid structures in the way or in the issues you are observing, or does the issue have to do with formal authority? Are you working with an authoritarian CEO and you think, oh my God, this is part of the problem? Is it a problem to do with the procedures and the delays maybe in the workflow and so on and so forth? Again, you see here, it's really trying to find that alignment between the problem you have chosen to work with and, the best possible theoretical framing of that problem. And I think this is what we do, not only in this assessment and not only in this course, but broadly. Even when you do research, you might find a theoretical perspective which best explains the variables you want to examine in your research. Does the problem, for example, relate to the interactions and communication among, the different entities of the organization? And then you can think of systems theory. Does it have to do with the culture, the values, the norms, the staff morale, or identity, and even meaning making? And then you can think of all the theory we discussed about around culture, decision making, and um, symbolic interactionism, and all the other theories related to that? Or is it just a problem of power imbalances? Are there concerns of racism or gender-based violence? Well, gender inequality in the organization where you work. And then you can probably think of critical theory, feminist theory, anti-racist theories, post-colonial, and so on and so forth. So you see, you are really trying to find the perfect possible match. All you don't want is to choose a theory and then oh, this is not really relevant. I can't see the link between this theory and the problem you have chosen to work with. Just really to put things together, I've just tried my best in these lectures to give you an overview of some of the existing theories, but all of these theories are not really mutually exclusive. And you'll see in assessment one, you are using three different theories. These theories, you just use them as tools to understand the organizational problems you are tackling. And, they might just not be enough in themselves if you just chose to work with one. It might just not be enough to explain all of the aspects of your problem. Thank you very much. Good luck, and I really wish you all the best for this first assessment piece. I'll be recording the videos stepping you through the assessment, hopefully after all of these recordings. Anyways, see you very soon.